Hello everyone. Alright, so we've got another update ready. This week I decided to halt for a moment on working on the stats to focus on something that was of a bit more importance, and that is optimization. After the previous map update, the foreseeable happened, and that was that the performance, of course, dropped significantly. When I released the map, it was in a state that was essentially testing performance. It was pushing the limits of what I would allow and of what was really possible with a map of this size. And after hearing from people exactly in what ways it was affecting their performance and in what areas, I went through these areas and I made sure to apply certain optimization methods that I've used in the past, as well as some new ones, in order to, at minimum, double your FPS across the board. In some areas, the increase is actually more than double. There are still some areas that could be considered problematic, I suppose, but those will be ironed out in the future, and you guys can let me know exactly what areas need the most work. For now, though, I think a lot of you who had been suffering in the past, certain areas of the map that would drop your frame rate down from 100 to 200 down to 10 to 20, now you're gonna remain up in that 100 to 200 range most of the time. And in addition to the optimizations, as I mentioned, I have also added some new details and features to the map. The road that leads between the apartments and the plaza has been more well decorated. It's not just some big empty space. I also re-added the checkpoint that was there, and I initially removed it because I wanted to allow the APC to pass through. I decided to re-add it and add a door that could be opened and closed in the future to allow for the APC to move through without getting rid of the checkpoint. I also added some details to Precinct 13, most notably working streetlights. These working streetlights turn on at night and provide not only a nice ambience for that area of the city, but it also allows you to actually navigate it at night. And people are going to be going to Precinct 13 a lot more often now because of another change that I've made. Precincts are no longer assigned, nor are you restricted from entering them. Of course, you're still restricted from entering, say, the canals. It's a 404 zone. That's always restricted. But right now, if you so choose, you can wander into Precinct 13 and stop by the Cyber Cafe or throw some stuff into the fountain, and you're not going to get booted out by Civil Protection. This is a test of some future modifications that I want to make to this system. I'm going to allow essentially full freedom to roam the city for now, and in the future I'll whittle away at this freedom of movement, allowing you access to certain areas of the city based on necessity, but it's going to be a new system that is built differently from the ground up than the current restricted block system. I've also made some modifications to what I added last week, the new mood system. Areas that previously caused a negative effect on your mood were far too powerful, and so that has been dialed back significantly. They still have an impact, but you can offset it if you're using certain mood-boosting things, which I have actually increased in effectiveness, most notably cigarettes and alcohol. Cigarettes have also been significantly buffed. Not only has their mood effect been increased, but their duration has also been significantly increased to about triple what it was before. This is going to help with testing out mood before statistics are ready to be released. I also made some modifications to the cost of reinforced armor, increasing it from 40 to 80 sterilized credits, which better matches its effectiveness. And last but not least, a quite significant change to the Metropolis faction. I've changed some procedures so that they are only going to ask a citizen to apply when absolutely necessary. As many of you know, in the future I am going to be phasing out the entire concept of applying. The very word itself would be removed from the lexicon of civil protection. That covers the majority of what I've worked on this week, aside from minor bug fixes and whatnot. A lot of things were planned out for the future as well. Conceptual stuff was worked on, and the statistics has been on hold while I worked on optimization, but don't fret, I'm going to be getting right back on that. I might add some more fun stuff for next week, perhaps even working on the apartments, but we'll see. The statistics system is going to take time, because it's something that needs to be done right. I don't want to rush it out the door and not have it be a complete system. And so it will come out when it's ready.